J-E-T-S,
Good job today, man. It's one at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On three. 1, 2, 3.
and the home of the Jets.
Mr. Primetime.
You know, we really could have just cut up a clip from like the second half of last year, mashed it all together. Nobody would have been able to tell the difference because it's the same goddamn questions that we had at the end of last year that we're going to be talking about tonight. So, cheers. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for everybody that joined us last night on our stream. That was quite interesting and watched our videos. And I'm still probably a couple hundred comments behind, so it's going to take me time to respond.
I'll be getting to them after tonight. So
Yeah, I'll do my best to get back to them too, man. It's just we appreciate all the support. Today has been an interesting day. The Jets are 1-1, and we have a lot to discuss. A friendly reminder to check out Jet Central. I just got done recording a show for him, so it'll be uploaded tomorrow. So check it out. Also, we upload all our shows on a podcast networks too. So all your favorite podcast networks, this show, that show, they'll all be on there. So prime time, you go into this game coming off a win over Bills, but you're dealing with the loss of Aaron Rodgers, and you wonder about what's going to be the mindset of this team going into Dallas. Is it going to be a letdown? Will they rally around Zach? Will they come out fired up? How are they going to represent themselves in Dallas? A lot of Jet fans traveled out there, so they're going to have some support. What's the mindset? What's the leadership? What are they going to do? So you come out, the Jets defense is on the field first. You're like, great, this is awesome. This is our time, because if they're going to have any kind of success, it starts with them, right? This is a defense, 85 Bears. They're going to do great things. The Cowboys march right down the field and score a touchdown. And at that moment, I was like, I've seen this before, because we've seen solid defenses many times in the past start out slow in the first quarter, going to the second quarter, and then they rally back. But that tone set right there was like maybe nervous right off the bat. What were you thinking?
Completely agree. It was a complete emotional letdown. I think you could sense that from every player in that locker room. They had just lost their leader, and they played like it. And the coaching staff did them no favors on either side of the ball. But yeah, starting with the defense, that opening drive, you can't come out and just sit in a soft zone like that. You know, and this is part of the problem that we had last year too, where even though they weren't giving up a lot of points, they were giving up these sustained drives where your offense is sitting on the bench getting cold and they can't get into a rhythm. So they did themselves no favors when they actually got the ball. But when you've got your defense on the field for 11 plays, 12 plays, 10 plays, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with the defensive side of the ball, because to me, it was probably the most disappointing aspect of it, because for the only way the Jets are going to stay in the game is for the defense to stifle the Dallas offense. And they have a lot of high-priced guys on the defense, dude. John Franklin Myers, Carl Lawson, Quinton Williams. All these guys are making a lot of money, dude. You know, you expect more out of the defensive front. They were getting manhandled. They only had one sack, Solomon Thomas. They weren't getting any pressure. They were getting pushed off the ball from an offensive line that was banged up.
Exactly.
It was like they almost seemed like they read their press clippings and they thought, I can just show up and we're going to dominate. And we're like, you know what? And the thing that's kind of interesting is, if you think about it, is the Jets, when they took the lead last week, the defense gave up the lead at the end of the game. Then they went to overtime. So it wasn't like the defense closed the game out last week. They got bailed out by Xavier Gibson and winning the game. So they lost this game, to be a disaster. But it just seemed like the defense felt like they can show up and we're going to flex their muscles. The Cowboys are going to wilt and we're going to dominate. And it didn't happen at all. No,
they had one sack, and that was, Solomon Thomas barely tripping up Dak Prescott. For all these high-priced guys, like you said, I mean, where was the pressure against a banged-up offensive line for the Cowboys? And probably the more concerning part, and this is 2 weeks in a row now, if we're being honest. I mean, we kind of glossed over it last week with the 4 turnovers and everything else, but the tackling is terrible on all levels. The secondary, the linebackers, like we got guys arm tackling out there. First guy's missing almost every time.
Yeah,
It's
no,
no way to play defense. And just the coaching in general. When like we talked about it during the stream, your two best players. We'll talk about Parsons later, but CD Lamb on offense. When you have a guy in Sauce who can neutralize him, and he had what 3 catches against Sauce, why not utilize your best defensive player and have him follow him around? Why not adjust your game plan at some point? If not during halftime, then when?
Saleh is so stubborn when it comes to this defense. They are so set in their ways. It's about the system, not the players. But you have elite level players. Maximize your talent because the zone was driving me crazy. I'm like, listen, I'm not a film guy. I didn't go watch the fucking tape today. I can give two shits. I know what I saw when I watched the game, that CeeDee Lamb is running open in space and you're letting Dak Prescott just hit him. Like, Dak Prescott's an experienced quarterback that can make plays. You let him make plays. You let him get in flow, and they kept moving the chains. You could not get off the field on third down. And it was just tough to watch, dude. It was like what is this defense? Poor tackling, poor angles. They force a fumble. There's 4 guys sitting there. They don't pick up the fumble. And then the Sauce Gardner play was enormous because not only did he not get the pick 6, the Cowboys right after that marched on the field and scored a touchdown. So the point swing is enormous there too. It's just, if it could go wrong, it did go wrong. But I worry about effort. I worry about execution. I worry about the play calling. And I wonder, what the adjustments were during the game. Like, and the thing is, I made a video about this earlier, but the thing is, like, Saleh is the CEO head coach, right? He oversees the offense and the defense. You don't see any like sheets in his hand. He's not looking at plays, right? But at some point, if you see CeeDee Lamb and your zone's not working, does he go down the old brick and be like, bro, we've got to change this because this isn't working? Like, what does he do? What was the adjustment in the second half? Like, how did they change it?
They didn't make any. And this feels like the same conversations that we were having the last couple of years, and even more so with Gase and the Todd Bowles years, where the opposing team's best players always took advantage of us. Like, we didn't even have a game plan for them.
No, and then the other thing too with this defense is, and I know the calls could be bad, they always get these untimely fucking penalties, dude. Like the John Franklin Myers one, I don't know what else he's supposed to do there, but the Brandon Eccles pass interference in the end zone, that's huge. They had another, I think it was on Clemens, another roughing the passer. Like, the Jets never get those calls, but this defense, it's like sometimes they just play stupid football and they get reckless and they get careless and they don't get reeled in, and it's frustrating to watch. And now you have injuries to Quincy's banged up, Adams is banged up, Michael Carter II's banged up. It was rough to watch, dude. Like, there's some games that aren't fun to watch. Yesterday, I didn't enjoy it at all. Like, you're sitting here like, this is gross football. Like, know what they're going to do. You're not stopping them. You're not getting pressure. You're not tackling. It wasn't fun, man.
When your head coach is supposed to be a defensive genius, I mean, he's here for his defense, clearly not for his offense. And he's been given all this talent to work with. And, like, what are we doing with it? You try not to overreact to one game, but some of the things that you see are just alarming. Like the failure to adjust to CeeDee Lamb, the tackling, the technique, like some of that stuff. Like, I get it maybe a little more in the second half, but they came out like this. They came out flat.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it's one thing if, like, the defense is getting off the field the whole first half, and then the second half they got tired and fell apart. They came out like this. They got mauled from the beginning to end. They were thoroughly outcoached, it seemed like. McCarthy just had him, like, off balance. Yep. And to not, like, I think Quinnen had, like, one tackle behind the line. Maybe, like, Quinnen was, like, you have, like, you're paying him to be one of the best players in football, and you don't see it. Like, this defense just, like, they were a shell of themselves.
And it's like, even Carl Lawson, for the money he's making, what did he have? 26 snaps?
Bro,
and that was with McDonald inactive.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. Like, I get why everybody's saying McDonald's inactive, and I kind of knew that was going to happen once you saw Lawson coming back. You have too many pass rushers. There's going to be an odd man out. I'm glad it wasn't Bryce Huff, to be honest with you, because that's who it was last year, right? It was always Bryce Huff was the odd man out. Yeah. But this defense, listen, if you're going to talk the talk and talk all this shit on social media and tell 85 Bears and we're this and we're that and you're flexing your muscles, you can't have games like this. It's week 2. Like, you're going to have your clunker throughout the year, but this was reflective of they were let down that Aaron Rodgers isn't their quarterback anymore, and they didn't have true belief in the quarterback, and they're like, they lost their luster, dude. Especially, like, if it was a home game, maybe would play a little better, but on the road, their home opener, they didn't have that little extra kick in the ass, and they probably didn't have a true belief. They're probably like, you know what? We got to hold this Cowboy team to 14 points or we're not winning. That's kind of the mindset. It kind of seemed like that's what they were doing.
Exactly. And to come out flat like that is just, it's inexcusable. They had to know that it was on their shoulders. You're not going to put up a ton of points against that Cowboy defense. So to come out and give up a 12-play drive for a touchdown right off the bat, I mean, I think that set the tone for the rest of the game, honestly.
Yeah, so since we're sticking to the defense, the Sauce Gardner stuff is interesting because, you know, the pick six is enormous. You want him to be the all-pro player that he is, the superstar that he is. We love Sauce. That's the kind of play you got to make, man. I know he said that he was looking to score and he rushed it and whatever else, but it's a pivotal play, man. And people are like, it's so weird to see people attacking him and ripping him and stuff like that. It's like, listen, it's a big play, but he still played all right. It wasn't him. It was the scheme. The scheme hurt these players. Like, you have three corners that are actually good cover corners: Carter, Reed, and Sauce. Use them. Like, these zones are bullshit.
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
In spite of the drop, I mean, that was still one of maybe like 2 plays that the secondary actually made on a football.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you give him credit for, for reading the quarterback and actually making the break. But yeah, I mean, an all-pro player like him, he's got to actually make that play and actually swing momentum there.
And then
that was a huge point, but I also don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game either. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big play, but I don't understand what Ulbrich and Sala are doing with the talent they have. Like, I think they're so stubborn with their system, and it's annoying. The other thing that's kind of bothersome is the game is over, and within minutes, the players are on social media commenting and doing things. And it's like, I know Sala gives them all freedom of speech, and he likes the players to be themselves, but it's your first loss, dude. It's week 2. Like, to do some of the shit they were doing, it's like, come on, man. Like, don't put gas on this social media fire that's already got a pissed off fan base that's looking for culprits and looking to blame people. I hated that, dude. I hated it.
I completely agree, but do you think to a certain extent that's them trying to explain themselves in a certain way without completely throwing the coaching staff under the bus?
But what are you explaining? Like, Breece Hall, you got 4 carries, dude. We get it. You also had 100-something yards last week. It's 2 weeks. You're gonna bitch and moan 2 weeks in the season about your carries. Like, that's like, we know you're a great player. We're happy. We know you should do more. But, and like for Sauce, it was just like, you're a superstar, man. You have an enormous following. Your Twitter account is great for your marketing and talking to your fans. Like, you have so many fans. To come off like that and then deactivate it, like, I thought this is not a good look for anybody, dude. It's just a terrible look, especially like the first sign of adversity, the first loss, and this is how everybody's acting like this. It's like I thought we were like, they're strong leaders and the immaturity was
to me,
gone.
that speaks more about what's going on in the locker room and how these players really feel after Rodgers lost. Because if Rodgers was still leading this team, there is no way any of that shit's happening on social media. It's just not.
No. So, and it's like, yes, it's the generation, and people say, oh, you can't blame Salah. Do you see other teams have better controls in the locker room? Like, listen, man, we lost the game. Keep it easy on social media. Let's not fester into it. We got to rally our troops and worry about the Patriots. Let's not worry about what the fans are saying or the media is saying, because when you get blown out, everybody's going to be pissed off. So disappointed with that, with Sauce, and we'll get to Breece Hall in a little bit. You go to the offense, and going into the game, my expectations weren't high because I'm like, the Cowboys got a very good defense. The Jets got to run the football, play smart football, use all your resources, which can be a common theme tonight, which the Jets didn't do at all on each side of the ball. Get the tight ends involved, run the football, all this stuff. And the offensive line looked like they weren't coached ever in their lives. Like, there was no scheme, no plan. They didn't know what they were doing. I mean, there was times where Connor McGovern was like, there was 2 guys running past him. He didn't even know which guy to grab. Like, they didn't know what he was even doing. And then for those of you that watched the stream, I almost broke my headset last night because Dwayne Brown was struggling, right? No secret that Dwayne Brown was struggling. So then when you see him with Micah Parsons man-to-man, and he cannot even go anywhere near him, the common theme or the common sense to me would be like, let's give him help, primetime. Let's put a tight end next to him, running back in the backfield, fullback. Do something to help him. Do they do that? No, they don't do that. So Zach Wilson's running for his life, and he's getting his ass beat. And they're disrupting the running game right like that. Then they move Micah Parsons smartly wherever they want him to move. Micah Parsons just running around, and nobody could account for him. It's almost like the Jets didn't know Micah Parsons was on the Cowboys. So, like on offense, CeeDee Lamb is their best player. Micah Parsons is one of the best players in football. You know what he's going to do. And the Jets were caught off guard and didn't make any adjustments. They're like, oh, this he's just good. And that was solid explanation today. Just one of the best players. So that's okay then? So don't cover, don't block him?
Dude, it's the same story on offense that it is on defense. You have a coaching staff that's stubborn with their scheme. And clearly this offensive line is having some kind of issue with all these cut blocks and everything else that was made during the last week. Clearly they're having some kind of issue picking up this blocking scheme because it's not working right now. You want to say that, they've only been out there, all 5 of them together for the last couple of weeks, fine. But these are veterans. Most of these guys have played together before. Like, they should not be this far behind. And to not have a clue about Parsons, I mean, to just leave Dwayne Brown on an island when he's getting his ass beat the entire game, to not make an adjustment at halftime there is just, it's insane, dude.
And this is where, now it's only 2 weeks. So obviously, for those watching, before you rip us to shreds, we can only react to what we've seen. We can only react to what we've seen after 2 weeks. Keep in mind that the things we're talking about tonight, we talked about the entire preseason training camp, and people kept discounting us. So the Jets made calculated decisions at left tackle by having all this faith in Dwayne Brown, right? They tried to get Orlando Brown, didn't work out, but Dwayne Brown was their guy. They brought back Connor McGovern. They went the cheap route. Yes, they drafted Tippmann, but Connor McGovern was the guy they wanted to start. And Laken Tomlinson's been bad for 2 years now. Laken Tomlinson's not been bad. It's been bad. Mekhi Becton hasn't played in 2 years. You know he's going to be rusty. He's played overall good. And AVT's coming back from injury. So there was issues there, dude. The way this line is constructed right now is problemsome because the left side is a complete liability. It is. Left side's a disaster.
The only thing I'll say, I mean, I guess we could start getting into the quarterback stuff. Is
No. It's like, I got more to say the offensive line, though. I'm not done yet.
Go ahead, because I think this relates to the offensive line, because I do think a veteran quarterback, especially Rodgers, with what we saw in training camp, could cover up some of those things. Not all of them, but some of them, or at least mitigate how much of a disaster it became. So I'll let you finish on your line.
No, because this is 2 weeks now. This is 2 weeks in a row where the pass protection has been a complete disaster. So I'd like to know, like, what Hackett does in terms of adjustments. And this is, again, where Saleh has to be involved as the CEO of the team. When you literally watch, I was hoping he'd say, I had to watch tape last night. I would have broke my monitor. I would have been off the rails. But, like, you're watching your offensive line melt down. When do they step in and say, stop calling these fucking plays? They're not working. Dwayne Brown's on an island. We can't block him. Anytime you see Parsons, put somebody there. Somebody's got to chip him. Somebody's got to stop him. Like, it wasn't like rocket science. They were thoroughly outcoached. Like, Hackett was lost, dude. Like, literally. And then you wonder, you see how the way the lines communicating? Is that Keith Carter? Is that Downing? Like, what is going on? And this is where them not playing together as a unit, the entire training camp is a problem. Dwayne Brown's with them for 2 weeks. And this is the exact result, dude. This is it. So now you're looking at, okay, we don't want to overreact, but it's 2 weeks. You're going into a game against the Patriots where Bill Belichick, Saleh gave you the blueprint. He gave you the blueprint today. The Cowboys moved Parsons around. We had to figure out ways to account for him. What do you think they're going to do with Matthew Judon? They're going to do the same goddamn thing. So what if you get caught off guard, you just say, oh, we're caught off guard? You got to make adjustments and figure it out. Like, your running game and your quarterback relies on this. So to me, it's disappointing, dude. Like, that the way they handled that yesterday and the way they explained it after 2 weeks is bad. So it's 2 weeks of this, and you're going against a very good Patriot defense that if you don't have your shit together, you're going to get exposed for a third week in a row.
They got exposed, but these were also things that I think we all knew they were going to get exposed with. I mean, if you want to jump into the quarterback now, can we do that?
Sure.
Because ultimately, when you have a quarterback that defenses don't respect, and I said this in my video on my rant going to work today, to me, there's an obvious trickle-down effect when it comes to the offensive line, the blocking, him holding on to the ball too long a little bit. Not like we saw in training camp. How many times did Rodgers get out of the huddle in like 5 seconds? Yep. You got 30 seconds left on the play clock. He's doing his hard counts. He's making adjustments. He's adjusting protections. All these things are advanced level quarterback play. And ultimately, you're taking that away. You don't have any kind of deep threat right now. He didn't throw one ball for more than 19 yards in week 1. He was 0 for 4 against the Cowboys yesterday. So if teams don't respect your quarterback or your ability to stretch the field, what's going to happen? They're going to take the run away. They're going to make you one-handed. They're going to pin their ears back on obvious passing situations. So all these things, to me, are a trickle-down effect of the fact that you don't have a quarterback that anybody fears and a coaching staff that can't elevate that quarterback.
No, I got a better comment for that.
Yeah.
Not only does the opposing team not respect him, his own team doesn't respect him because they coach scared. This is the problem. I mean, we've talked about this for months. You need a plan B for Aaron Rodgers if he, God forbid, he gets hurt, because you need a plan B. And Zach Wilson is not ready to play. He needs a full year to reset, because at the end of last year in Miami, they were petrified to play him. They told him to go on the beach.
Go read a book.
The team quit on him. The team did not believe in him. So you're going to tell me in a magical summer, now everybody believes in him? No, the smart move to make was to go get Teddy Bridgewater or go get Gardner Minshew or go get somebody else and say, Zach, watch the entire year. The problem with the Jets is that they're so worried about the public perception of Zach Wilson being a bust. That's the fucking problem. And you know it's a problem? When they have a report about talking to Colt McCoy and Chad Henne, but making sure they know that Chad is their guy because they're so worried about his feelings and perception. I have more respect for a 49ers trading away Trey Lance than the Jets force-feeding us Zach Wilson and selling us this bullshit. Because you're saying all the right things all week long, and you're trying to sell us all this, and on game day, you're handcuffing the kid. You're playing scared, you're playing conservative, because you don't know what he's going to give you on every play. You have no idea. It's like a wild goose chase. You don't know, dude. And now it gets better. So now they're so goddamn arrogant that not only they're doubling down on him, they still didn't sign anybody.
And they won't.
No, but it gets better. But it gets better, though, because their thinking is that if we sign somebody today, he can't play on Sunday. Here you go, Genius. If you signed somebody last week when you should have, guess what? Next week, he's ready because every other team in the NFL can do plug-and-play quarterbacks. They can sign a guy, he can play a couple weeks. But the Jets' offense is so intricate that they can't sign anybody. It's bullshit, dude. It's complete bullshit. And they are one Zach Wilson injury away from fucking Tim Boyle quarterback on this team, and a train wreck is on way. Because you and I both know Tim Boyle's not an NFL quarterback, dude. No. He shouldn't be on the roster. He shouldn't be. But this is their arrogance. This is them doubling down on Zach Wilson, their golden goose, who's not going to be an NFL quarterback. He's not going to be. And this is not an overreaction. And that's not, dude. They don't believe in him.
That's the part that's sad, though, is because he does have the physical tools, but he's not ready mentally to play the fucking game.
Dude.
He needed to sit a full season, especially in a new offense. How are you going to throw this kid out there in a brand new offense after the team just revolted against him last year and say, hey, go ahead, kid?
Bro, he's a true reclamation project, a true to the point where he was lost last year, lost on and off the field. You don't change that in 2 months of a new offense. You don't. That's why he should be sitting out the entire year. They should have brought in Bridgewater and just be transparent with the fans. Zach needs a year off, dude. This is the pick. He needs more time. We don't care, dude. I want to win. I don't want to watch shit football week in and week out. And the problem is this, too. Like every other offense in the NFL, you watch the NFL offense, 3rd and 1 quarterback sneak is a gimme. 3rd and 1 is a gimme. The quarterback sneak can go there. There is not one play in this offense that looks easy for us at all. What's the common denominator? Bad line play, bad quarterback play. Why? It's not good. It's not. I don't want it. Nobody sell me anything. I feel bad for Zach. He shouldn't be in a situation. He shouldn't be the quarterback right now. He's getting thrown to the wolves with a win now team where dude, the only reason why he's not getting more heat today is because the defense sucked yesterday.
Everybody else sucked worse than him. That's the only reason.
Can you imagine if the defense played well yesterday? Zach be getting run out of town. There's already be boo birds on Sunday anyway. But this situation is a mess, a complete mess. And furthermore, I gotta get this out, dude, because I've been pissed off all day today. My phone's still blowing up right now. The thing is, towards the end of the 4th quarter, the game is over, dude. They're not coming back. There's no reason for Zach Wilson to be in the game. What for a young quarterback that has a fragile psyche, why let him throw his 3rd interception? Why is Garrett Wilson still on the field? You take him out and be like, you know what, dude? Live for another day because you are our starting quarterback. Put Tim Boyle in. Or are you scared Tim Boyle is going to throw a nice pass or two and have a controversy? What are you protecting here? It's just incompetence. This coaching staff I don't understand what they're doing. They don't handle the quarterback well. They have themselves in a shitty situation. And now you're in a spot where you're playing a must-win game on Sunday with a quarterback that's probably rattled now, with the teams probably looking around and be like, are we back to where we were last year? Because they're thinking it, dude. It's human nature.
Any confidence that he did get from those 2 drives before the half completely washed away with what we saw in the 4th quarter. And there was no reason at that point in the game to let him go out there and just get his ass beat like that.
None at all.
You weren't coming back in that game. Why not look at Boyle? But like you said, the perception in the media, Boyle made a few nice passes. You have a problem then. So listen, I have no issue if you want to give Zach another game, even another 2 games, but there is no reason with the amount of talent on this roster to just flush away the whole fucking season like they did in '99 with Meyer. How many games are we going to wait? And each week that you wait to sign a veteran quarterback is another week you have to wait until that guy's actually ready.
But that's the point.
They should have been signed in the summer. They weren't. The second Rodgers went down that Tuesday morning, a veteran should have been signed. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. And I'm not saying it makes a huge difference, but like I said, all the little things, the processing speed, getting in and out of the huddle, reading defenses, these are things that he's just not ready to do yet.
No, it's bad, dude. It doesn't make any sense. And like this team is ready to win. I don't want to go through down that Luke Falk, Trevor Simeon shit again, where it's like Zach goes down and like, oh, well, here comes Tim Boyle, here comes whatever. You need an insurance policy. Like, this is like incompetence. This is incompetence and arrogance. Unless Tim Boyle blows us all away, we're like, oh, you know what? He's actually good, which I have a hard time believing because he's got no resume. He hasn't accomplished anything in the NFL. So you're willing to say, and not to mention, Zach gets hurt. We've seen that how many years now, right? He gets hurt, he gets banged up.
Big hit in the last 2 weeks.
Especially behind this offensive line, it's not blocking for anybody. So you're going to go two quarterbacks, one that's complete, one that's shaken, one that's bad, and nothing behind them. It doesn't make any sense, dude. It doesn't make any sense. And for those that are saying, you know what, Dallas is a really good team, so that means that now our standards are like, they're a good team, we can just lose. How about be competitive? What we watched yesterday was the shit we watched last year. They weren't competitive, and it wasn't good football.
Exactly.
It was gross.
And it's exactly the same conversation, too, pointing the fingers. Was it the offensive coordinator? Was it the O-line? Was it the quarterback? Like, statistically, he's the worst in almost every category right now, except interceptions, where he leads the fucking league.
So, now the question is, you look at this, and Saleh is ridiculously loyal to his players. He's always about loyalty, consistency like that. So it's only 2 games, but the question is, this offensive line is struggling big time. And at some point, you got to make tough decisions. Where does that mean? Okay, you give Dwayne Brown one more game and like, listen, bro, we appreciate you coming back, battling through, being the great guy that you are, but we either got to move Becton over there, AVT over there, or we got to figure something out because this isn't working. And Laken Tomlinson, listen, man, Pro Bowl guy, you made your big money. We got to play Tippmann, dude, because we cannot endure this kind of line play. It's just not quality play. Saleh at some point is going to make tough decisions here, man, or Hackett, whoever does this, but
their thinking is going to be continuity. Like, these are all veterans. They need more time to gel and learn the blocking scheme.
So how many weeks do you give them?
Dude, it's the same conversation with Zach. How many weeks do you give all this shit to work out and get?
But I mean, so we'll just start with Sunday. This offensive line, you get how long until if they do what they did yesterday for the first half on Sunday against the Patriots, which Belichick's studying all the ways. Belichick versus Hackett's gonna be a mismatch. You know that. So at what point do you say, I got to make a change because this is going to damage our chance to win the football game?
I give it 2 more weeks. Then I start making changes. And that goes for everybody. The quarterback, the offensive line, you get 2 more weeks to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, they got to figure something out on this offensive line, dude. They have to. You cannot keep playing like this. This is bad as it gets because you want to establish the running game. You have to. Especially
what I don't think is you have 3 fucking good tight ends, solid tight ends. Jeremy Ruckert was blocking everybody against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had 2 tight ends on the field. How many percentage of their plays? Like, it was a low number. I remember. I forget what the number was.
Yep.
They barely had 2 tight ends out there. Like, wouldn't you think that would be the formula to counteract all of Dallas's speed, play power football, and establish your run game, cover up Zach a little bit? But I said, it's so hard when you're trying to cover up for your quarterback because it makes everything else 10 times worse.
And it's also
run and.
But when you see a player like AVT getting pushed around and he looks like he's lost, you're like, how complicated could this offense be? Like, how complicated could these schemes be? Like, the right side's better than the left. It's not even close about that. It's apparent. But even they were getting times you're like, what in the hell are they doing? Like, you literally saw AVT get spun. You're like, like what happened?
And this is why, I mean, just going back to all the the Carr and Rodgers debates, like, this is why I wanted that elite quarterback to cover up the coaching failures on this team that we had already seen for 2 years. Because in my opinion, at least, an average to above average quarterback wasn't going to get the Jets to the promised land because the coaching staff was still going to hold that team back. An elite quarterback on the field who could act like a coach on the field and do what the coaching staff isn't doing, maybe that could have been enough to get the team over the hump. And now you take that away, and now you're trying to still develop Zach and stick with your scheme. Like, what the fuck? What do we think is going to happen here? Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, and now it's like you look at what you're doing going forward. It's like you have questions about the offensive line. The running backs are both pissed, and then you have like, I mean, this is just nitpicking, but I'm in a nasty mood. So I really don't care at this point. Yeah. Even the Dalvin Cook fumble was an effort thing, dude. That was Micah Parsons tripped. Like, I'll give Tomlinson a credit. He made a play. He had Micah Parsons down them there, so he didn't score a touchdown. But like, that was just effort. The Cowboys wanted it more, right? Like, he literally took the ball right out of his hand.
Yeah, but you also had Sauce take the one ball away, except we had 4 guys that are just standing right there and don't actually fall on it. That's the difference. I mean,
it's just games like this, and it's like it's only week 2, and the good thing is it's an NFC game. Doesn't like in the grand scheme of things, like whatever, not a home game, NFC game, you could wash it off. But the trickle down of that and the things you saw remind you of last year, and you know what you're going into next year or next week, and it's like it's a different offense. Like, things should be a little bit different, and they're not. and it's bothersome. And, you know, and then he listened to things Salah said today. I was just like,
Complete
bro.
word salad, dude. Complete word salad.
And the thing is, and I said this to Ian a little while ago. I'm like, Salah and Hard Knocks was all about, bro. I hate after the game where the team says, your team plays hard. You know what I hate, Salah? I hate after the game when you tell us how great your opponent was. You blow smoke up their ass for 5 minutes, tell how great everybody is, instead of holding your own team accountable. Like, for once, can you come out and say this defensive effort was unacceptable? This line play, unacceptable. You want to say a name? Just act like you're pissed off and sending a message to the locker room and be like, bro, this is bad. Right?
It almost makes you think all those speeches that he gave, it was just for the cameras. Like, it was just hot air. Because everything he said, I mean, to go back to the same old shit that he said today, congratulating the other team and coming up with all these excuses. But if this happened, what if this happened? We almost got this pass to Garrett Wilson. Like, dude, it sounds ridiculous.
You're justifying losses. You're justifying bad play. And it's embarrassing. Like, you want to have all these little cliches and all these little comments about how, become the drag and all this other bullshit they're trying to do. And you come out and you just, like, you're timid, right? It's just like a different mindset. Like, where's your fire and brimstone? Like, I would have walked in last night as supposedly a defensive guy and be like, my defense sucked today. Like, this is not good. Especially when you've been talking about how great you were all week long. But no, literally saying how great you were.
Yeah. Last week wasn't the Super Bowl, so this week's not the apocalypse. Just remember that.
No. Exactly. So, but the thing is, it's a week-by-week league. So all you can do is react to what you saw. But for 2 weeks, you're seeing a lot of concerning things on offense. So then you go back to offense for a second, where it's like, all right, you have Hackett, who's supposed to be this innovative guy that can maximize his resources. To me, when we do game previews and shit like that, it's like, all right, you have Hardman, who has ridiculous speed. So the way the Cowboys attacked us is the way we should have attacked them. Quick passes, get Hardman in the slot, get him over the middle, quick pass, let the guy just run. Hey, use Gibson. Gibson can fly. We've seen that. Why not use the speed? Furthermore, Hardman's a vertical threat. Take a shot downfield with him, right? Like, you can do these different things. They didn't do any of it. I mean, they weren't on the field a lot, but, like, at least when you're on the field, at least try and pretend you're doing it. I know Hardman had a catch late in the game, but, dude, it was like what was Hackett doing?
I had no idea what the game plan was. And again, like, your quarterback's not going to carry you. So that's all the more reason that you got to have something creative. And Saleh even said today there was a lack of creativity with the offense. He pointed to that at the end of his press conference. Like, you got to be able to do something. And, like, we've said it for 2 years now with Zach. For whatever reason, when he's going up tempo, it just seems like he plays faster. He's not thinking. Like, those were after the Garrett Wilson, the one drive down the field. That was when they were going up tempo at the end of the half, and he made all those scrambles. So, like, why not just let him do that? Like, why would it?
And he looked comfortable, dude. Like, in that hurry up, he was stepping up in the pocket. He was running. He was getting rid of the ball. Like, he looked like he was in complete rhythm. Then they slow it down, and it's like you're just the line's falling apart. Nobody's getting open.
They look slow. They look predictable. Like, teams know what they're doing. And again, to give Brown no help and to just leave him on an island like that, like, they were playing right into the Cowboys' hands with everything that they did.
Bro, it's wild. It's so disappointing. And it's like you have, like, even the stream yesterday was like flashbacks to last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you question the coaching, you question the leadership, you question what the hell they're doing at quarterback, you question the offensive scheme and Hackett's ability to have a good offense without Aaron Rodgers. Because now you're in this position where you're 1-1 and you're going to go against a very good Belichick defense. And I was arrogant in the offseason, like, we got to sweep the Patriots with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. Now, when you change the script or Zach Wilson's your quarterback who struggles mightily against Belichick, you're like, now it's like you have to have faith in Hackett and Wilson to win this game because they're going to be challenged at every level because now you know how to expose us.
And like you said, unfortunately, I mean, this is pretty much a must-win game because the odds of them beating the Chiefs or the Eagles in 2 of the next 3 weeks after that, very slim. So you're talking about potentially being 2-4, if not 1-5. And at that point, good luck keeping that locker room together.
Yeah, I mean, it's this team's in a tough spot, dude. This is a tremendous, test of leadership for all these guys on the team because this is the spot where you assume that the Patriots don't have a high-flying offense. They're like a methodical offense. They run the ball, throw the ball at tight end. They kind of spread around. Mac Jones, I thought, made some throws last night I didn't think he can make. He actually was kind of impressive. Where it's like they're going to try to
he faced some pressure and he still made some completions.
Yeah, it's amazing how every other team can run an NFL offense but us, which is just wild at this point. But you know what you're going to get. So you figure the defense is going to probably hold their own. This is going to be the game where they're going to be like, all right, can our offense score points? Like, what are we doing here? Because if they're acting like this after a loss like this on social media, can you imagine next week? They lose. The shit is going to be on social. It's going to be a disaster.
And the worst part of all this is that the Rodgers injury, in a lot of ways, it might have saved everybody's job. No matter what happens this year,
I don't
they're
know
all
about
going to
that.
fall back on, oh, we
I
lost
don't,
our quarterback.
I don't know about that.
Dude, it doesn't matter what happens this year.
I
They're
don't know
all
about
going to get
that.
another chance. You don't think so?
Mm-mm. They'll promote
They're
Hackett or
all
some
going to
shit.
fall back on, we lost our quarterback. We had something great. This was a Super Bowl team. We were going to get there if we had Rodgers. They're all going to fall back on that. I don't think they're going to make changes no matter what
Bro,
happens this year.
they can't let the season spiral out of control. You can't.
They can win 4 games, and I guarantee you Sal's going to be the coach next year.
I don't know about that. They'll promote Hackett, make him the head coach.
It'd be even worse.
I don't know, man. I have concerns of what they're going to do this weekend. Are they going to actually make changes? And if this locker room is as sound as the chemistry as we think it is, I don't think it is. I think they don't. I don't think the players believe in Zach. I don't think the coaching staff believes in Zach. And it's gross incompetence. They don't have another quarterback in the locker room that can actually play football.
Rodgers was holding it all together. That was how much leadership he brought. I mean, he literally brought this entire locker room together, this entire team together, and he had them believing that this was a Super Bowl team. He spoke it into existence, and the second he went down, all these players realized they've been in. Most of these players have been in the locker room with Zach for 2 years now.
Yep.
They know what he is. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough spot, man. This is a tough spot to be in. I'm surprised we're here. I expected a lot more out of them. So if you want to go with the emotional letdown, this is their week to have they're just, they had their letdown and they just the realization that Rodgers isn't coming back, and now they can rally at home because the home crowd is going to be antsy because once that happened, that fourth quarter for Zach was the worst thing that possibly happened when the interception fest started because now it's like every critic and their best friend is out. Everybody is skeptical. Nobody believes in him. And if he starts off slow on Sunday, he's going to get booed right out the freaking field.
First 3 and out, you're going to hear it, just like last year. The crowd's had enough. And even worse is that you've got all these fans now that have paid, a 25% increase on their tickets.
100%.
To see Zach Wilson for another 8 games. Good luck selling that.
No, it's not easy right now for this team. It's tough to be a fan right now. And it's just you're watching bad football yesterday. And we expect better, expect more, right? And you didn't get it. And then you listen to the excuses and like the things afterwards from Sal, and it's just like, man, a lot of concerning things happening right now, right?
You just expect the team to be more prepared, more competitive. Like, I didn't expect to win. I was hoping they would at least keep it under 10 points.
Yep.
Like, at least have it a game in the fourth quarter. And they showed us nothing. Like we keep talking about, the 2 best players for Dallas ran all over us. And it was like they had no game plan for them. And they made no adjustments at halftime either. Same story. We've seen this before.
Yeah, and like Nick's comment is, I feel bad for Zach. You can tell he doesn't even want to play. I think he's probably like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm getting thrown to the wolves again when he's just swimming with the ridiculous expectations.
I think he wants to play, but I think deep down he knows he's not ready.
Yeah.
Like we were saying all summer, like this was a year that he really needed to watch a veteran quarterback run an offense, and just do all these little things that he hasn't been able to do his first 2 years. Like that was the reset that he needed. And now in week 2, like you're asking him to go out there and lead this team to the playoffs with Super Bowl aspirations. Like those are huge shoes to fill. Nobody's going to fill Aaron Rodgers' shoes. But to ask Zach to do it coming off of the last 2 years, it's a no-win situation for him.
Yeah. I mean, now it's just like everybody's saying the same thing. It's like we're saying a lot of things we're saying right now we said last year. Accountability, play calling. The quarterback is just, it's like a mess again. And I don't know. It's just, you just got to hope they show up on Sunday, man.
Dude, we're going to be doing this for another 7 or 8 weeks. The blame game. Whose fault was it this week? Was it Zach? Was it the O-line? Was it the coaching? And you're going to have people that are defending Zach all the time, defending Salah all the time. Like, I'm sick of it, dude. I'm exhausted from it.
But, it's like Salah gets ripped a lot, but Joe Douglas, man, with this offensive line, and like it's only a matter of time where it's going to get criticized and questioned a lot more as he goes along because look at where we're at. Look at what you have. Look what you're dealing with, and they're struggling. And then it's, I mean, it's rough, dude. Like, I'd sign Lyle Collins. I'd sign him. I don't care. Like, you got to go. They want to sign DJ Fluker. At least sign something. You bring something in here, and don't be scared to bench somebody, right? I mean, this is just – Max Mitchell's inactive every week now, which is crazy.
I mean, with how long it's taken these guys to pick up the blocking scheme, it's the same conversation with the quarterback. It'll take 3 to 4 weeks before any of these guys are ready to play.
I mean,
it just seems like everything's so complicated for how simple it looks, right?
And it's just, but the thing is too, it's just like how come other teams don't have these problems? Like other teams could change coordinators, change quarterbacks on the fly, like in the week, not on the day. Like what Minshew came in, boom, throw him.
Yeah.
Like everybody else could do it. It's never like that for the Jets offense, or is it just Zach Wilson? Like, because like the thing is, like
That's
Mike White didn't have a problem, right? Mike White, Flacco, even Josh Johnson. Like Josh Johnson came in. Remember, like it's just like
That's what I said in my video. It seems like every other quarterback that steps in, for whatever reason, they make the offense look easier. So whether it's a rhythm thing or just a processing thing, reading defenses, getting the ball out quick, there's something that he's not doing. It could even be a confidence thing with the rest of the guys in the locker room.
Yep.
That they're in the huddle and they just don't believe in this kid, and they lose focus. Like I don't know what it is, but there's something about when he's under center, everything looks difficult, and when every other quarterback has replaced him, the offense looks competent.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like I don't like. It's so hard for this team to like buy. Like they don't like they quit on him last year. Like they literally quit on him. They had Mike White shirts on. They rallied around Mike White. They rallied around Flacco. Fuck, they're trying to rally around Strebler at some points, right? And it's just like you can't go from that to like, oh, he's our guy. Like they said all the right things, but in the back of your mind, they know you don't believe it. You don't. Like Garrett Wilson's going above and beyond. Like his leadership is coming out obvious. Like he's one of the few that's like, all right, him and McGovern actually were like, listen, this kid's doing good. Like I got his back, man. Like we didn't help him out too much. Like at least put your name on it and like just support this kid that's completely overwhelmed at this point and just like lost. But
even Garrett though, after a couple more weeks of taking shots when he's wide open because Zach's staring him down, like at some point he'll break too. He's a great kid, plenty of leadership, all that, but I don't think he's going to go the Elijah Moore route. But he's going to be pissed off. We even saw it last year at times when he wasn't getting his balls.
Well, he got his touchdown yesterday. He should have had two. One where Zach's hand got hit, but I mean, at least he's at least trying to do the right thing. At least he's trying, like out there, like vocal about it. But it's just. It's a tough spot, dude. It's a tough. You figure Garrett Wilson went into the year thinking he's going to be like a Pro Bowler with, we're talking about 120 catches, 1,500 yards, all this stuff. To now he's getting like 3 catches, 4 catches.
How many targets did he even get?
I don't think it was a lot, man. And then you had even the tight end group where I think Rucker should get more opportunities. He looks like he's like I don't know.
Did Uzama even play yesterday? I didn't hear his name once.
Missed a couple good blocks. I saw that. So should we talk about Mike Greenberg? Do we want to go down this path?
I didn't hear anything from him. I've been working on that.
Oh, how he's begging the Vikings to trade us Kirk Cousins.
Oh, jeez.
Like, what are we doing? Would you give up a first for Kirk Cousins? For what? We're going to give up a first for Kirk Cousins for 1 year? Is that the last year of his deal? I mean, what are we doing out there? It's just, I hate that. Like, it's not happening, man.
I mean, if you want to give up a late round pick, I'd be okay with that. But
they're not trading him in week 3, dude. They're not. This is if anybody like that is going to be like the trade deadline when the Vikings are completely out of it. You're not going to. Justin Jefferson can be like, "What are you nuts?" Like like it's such desperation right now. Where it could have been
and the Jets don't have that much time either.
No,
they can't wait 5 weeks to add another quarterback.
And the thing is, this all can be avoided if you sign Bridgewater or Minshew or somebody else in the offseason for $3 million. Right? That's all it really takes, dude. Like the Jets penny pinched for guys that like because of Zach Wilson. They did not want to offend him or give the perception that he can't play. That's all it was.
It's an ego thing. Number 2 overall pick. Gotta protect it.
So if you guys got any questions, fire them out. I'm frustrated. I'm tired of talking about this team. I'm tired of social media. I'm tired of everything, man. I can't believe we're here. Like it's not even fun.
Week 2. It's unbelievable.
Week 2. Yeah, I know that I saw like the one breakdown where Uzama missing blocks. The comment is, I'm tired of these players getting their feelings out on social media. Yeah, not a good look, man. I mean, what's interesting too? I forgot to mention this before.
So,
Boomer Esiason's got a pulse on this team.
Mm-hmm.
He usually when he drops a nugget, it's usually because the Jets want him to float it out there. I know they do that. For a fact, I know they do that. He dropped the Carson Wentz name this morning.
All right. Listen, somebody's got to be added. So if it's him, okay, like you got to do something. So.
But they always do that, like to like they have like some kind of person, whether it's him, Carton, whatever it is, to throw something out there and see how the fans are going to react and what's going to be overall reaction on social media. The Carson Wentz thing was thrown out there today, so I'm like, great, here we go again.
Sure, we'll see that in like 3 weeks.
Yep,
just 1 and 4.
So question is, do you cut Dwayne Brown next game if he gets beat? No, you don't cut him. You bench him and either move AVT or Becton over. I mean, to me, prime time, to be honest with you, at this point where they are right now, I don't think Becton's going to be back next year. I move AVT to left tackle and make him your full-time left tackle for now and the future. Let him grow there and make that his spot.
Well, look at next year right now. If Becton's not going to be back, Dwayne Brown's probably retiring. You don't have a tackle on this roster. So why not make AVT your long-term tackle?
And McGovern's on a 1-year deal. He could be gone too. Could be 3 guys gone.
Talents might be cut too.
But Joe Douglas is he's an offensive line guru though. So
Joe Tippmann, baby.
I know that Wentz is a bad locker room guy. I saw it, but they're just saying he's got talent and he can win football games for you. So I don't know. Yeah, I think Woody Johnson can put away his chain too. That chain can go away now for a little while because this is that's like when he tweeted out today, like the Garrett Wilson video. Like, Woody, timing, my friend. This is not the time to be firing this shit out. You just lost. Everybody's angry.
Clicks.
Here you go, prime time.
Definitely going away.
Do you trust Joe Douglas with rebuilding this offensive line?
I mean, you give him the opportunity only because I do think he's done a good job building the rest of the roster while ignoring, depth at the quarterback position and pretty much the entire offensive line right now. I mean, I still think there's an element of this to the quarterback position. They ran.
He's had 3 years to rebuild it.
Hold on. I'm saying there's still an element of the quarterback position to the offensive line discussion because they still ran for 200 yards last week. So I get everything that happened this week, but to me, there's still a part that's saying there's something wrong with the quarterback that takes away everything that you do, that takes away your strength. When teams don't fear your quarterback and they can put 8 in the box all day long, it takes away your running game and it makes everything else so much more difficult. And so I think that's part of the problem. I agree. I think the blocking scheme is also part of it too. Case
Keenum is with the Houston Texans behind what the hell's Davis Mills. So he's actually, I've been doing my research on backup quarterbacks, man. Like Case Keenum is a veteran guy. He's won a playoff game. I'm down. Let's do this. I'm down. I'm desperate, man. I can't do this. I don't know. So do you think Rodgers brings in Bakhtiari next year?
Yes.
I think so too. I 100% think so.
Bakhtiari and Devontae Adams. Those are our 2 big moves next year.
Any chance Zach gets benched by halftime next week? Nope.
They have to. If we're seeing the same Zach Wilson that we saw against the Patriots the last 2 years, you have to. You can't just throw away the game, especially if it's close. If it's one of those like 6-3 games at the half, and Tim Boyle can maybe make 1 or 2 throws and win you the game, you have to. It's still too early in the season to just flush it away.
Listening to Rex Ryan saying the Jets should have used ground and pound against Dallas. I mean, we all said the same thing. They abandoned the run game way too early, man.
I mean, they didn't have the ball, and they couldn't keep the ball. I mean,
and the problem is like everybody's firing out names. Davis Mills is actually the backup in Houston, so Case Keenum is probably the odd man out there. Dalton is a backup, a valued backup. He's probably not going to be available. Colt McCoy is available. The Jets talked to him. I guess they're probably penny pinching.
It's a shame that the Niners traded Lance because then Darnold could have been an option.
Yeah, that's what we want. The damaged quarterback.
I could have broken out my jerseys again.
Over under on Brees carries this week.
8, 9.
Minus 10. Over 10 or under 10.
Slightly under. I think we'll get 8 or 9.
I think the Jets are so worried about perception. They'll probably give him like 20 carries to keep him quiet because he was upset on social media. And then Dalvin Cook posting shit. Them Dalvin's gonna be mad.
Yeah, exactly. You can already see all these problems that are going to be festering over the next few weeks. You can see it.
You're not getting Tyrod Taylor from the Giants. Not happening. This is any guys got questions? Let's go. Let's see. The comment is, I do not understand the argument that due to Zach and Rodgers, we cannot commit more cap space to the quarterback room. We had the cap space. Don't pinch pennies. Bro, Jordan, Pine did I not say this the entire offseason? Mm-hmm. Literally all throughout training camp.
We all did. Zach was the ideal QB3. Boyle shouldn't have had a place on this roster.
And Teddy Bridgewater was cheap as hell.
Leader and backup should have been ready to play if needed.
Yeah. A lot of questions about Dalvin Cook, what he looks like. I mean, it's rough, man. It is rough times right now.
I mean, how do you think he feels also? He came here to split carries thinking that he was playing with Aaron Rodgers for a chance at a Super Bowl. Now he's getting the ball from Zach Wilson. What's his mindset the rest of the year?
I love Random, man. What uniforms do you want to see on Sunday? Whatever they can win in. Oh, my God. This is just painful. Can JD trade for another receiver to not play like Hardman? I don't understand. I mean, and this is another good question here too. Where is it? Would you activate Izzy? I mean, you need an influx of speed here, but they're not even using Hardman or Gibson. What? And they're barely using the running backs, right? You're gonna add Izzy to the mix?
But yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? How many reps is he even gonna get?
2? They're forcing Michael Carter in there now. Not gonna give Brees Hall the ball enough. And they got cap space, man. This is just a mess. I'm so tired of this.
Like I said at the start of the show, we literally could have just pieced together clips of all the shows that we did from the second half of last year. Nobody would have known the difference.
Nope.
It's the same conversations about Zach, the play calling, the O-line, same conversations.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough, dude. And you just know Belichick is sitting there just smiling, like because the Patriots played well last night. They did. They've been in their games. They're well coached. They don't make dumb mistakes. The defense is very good. They're very aggressive. And like right now, the Jets aren't a well-coached team. They're not. And they're lucky. They are so lucky they beat the Bills. They're so lucky they did because imagine we were 0-2 right now, the way this conversation would be.
That's what I worry about with the Patriots being 0-2. They can't afford to lose this game.
Nope. You're going to get a very desperate, very – I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the Jets react to this. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on Zach. We want bingo boards. And then you also have the injuries too where – Tony Adams banged out. I think the Quincy Williams one is interesting too. He's probably their best linebacker right now.
Didn't Salah say he was cleared, but they were just waiting 24 hours to make sure everything. I mean, I know we heard this with Lawson day to day.
Carl Lawson was 24 hours. He was like 3 weeks.
Exactly.
So is it Michael Carter, Tony Adams, and Quincy Williams, right?
Yep.
Brutal, dude. I don't know. I can't talk drafts. We're not answering any draft questions right now. We cannot do that. The Patriots win streak against us is how many years now?
2015.
Oh my God. Nothing has changed for us. Why are we going to win this time? Defense, running the football, and Zach not making mistakes. That's the only thing you could hope for. I don't know what else can you say, really?
We're going to learn a lot about this coaching staff with how this team shows up on Sunday.
100%.
A loss like this, where there's already things, coming into play with the locker room, players unhappy. If they come out like they did against Dallas at home,
yep.
It's going to be a long year.
You cannot lose.
A lot about that character in the locker room and how they view the leadership of this coaching staff.
You're literally going to save your season for like at least a few weeks by winning on Sunday. Yeah. How pumped are you to be at the stadium on Sunday?
Do I have to go?
It's funny. I've been getting offered tickets all day today. Like, yo, bro, I'm out. I'm good, man. I don't
live stream from the upper deck.
Nope. I'm good, man. I don't enjoy going to games like that. I don't enjoy it because it's just like there's already people are already half hostile, and you just as much as you're optimistic and say the Jets you can go two ways with this. The Jets can be really annoyed and pissed off and come out just roaring and like play some really good football, or it could be one of these little suck fests that we're used to with like Zach and this offense, and the crowd's gonna be a boo fest. We're gonna be bored. Like it could be a boring game. Like we used to like that 3-3 game last year. They lost the punt return. Like one of those games.
16-13, definitely see something like
Yuck
that.
fest. We'll figure out some kind of stream on Sunday. Do something. Let's see. Did you guys see the Sauce interview in the locker room where he kept saying he didn't give up any yards? It's like all they care about is individual stats.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like his focus was after the game, right?
Yep.
All right, people pointing out CeeDee Lamb going off. Well, wasn't me.
Yep.
Not a great look, so.
Will Greg the Leg be back this week? I don't think so, man, because Salah said they're going to wait till Friday to see how he's doing. So typical, like, it's a 1 week injury. Now it's going to be. Yeah. The kicker
it
was.
It was a groin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things can linger too.
His replacement kicker wasn't that bad, though. Bill is going to be out for blood this Sunday, especially. You're going to get a very, very intense Patriot team this week, man. And they have confidence against this Jet team because they've always beat them. And Belichick gets in Zach Wilson's head.
How many interceptions do you allow Zach to throw before you pull the plug?
I'll tell you right now, dude. Like if he pulls what he did last year for the first half, I take him out. I don't care. And if Tim Boyle struggles, that's an indictment on you, not you, but the coaching staff. Like that's your fault. This is your guy. This is Aaron Rodgers' guy.
I give him 2 because the likelihood of it getting better after that. I mean, what are the chances, right?
Oh. The first one will be a disaster. Like he doesn't throw like the thing with him is like the interceptions aren't ones where like the defensive back's laying out for him. He hits them right in the numbers too. Like it just Like they're just money. Like it's just.
But hey, according to Salah, he showed a lot of progress. He did a lot of good things. So
Oh man, it's just so many things are familiar to last year. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. The Patriots, how they blocked the kick, the guy with the running start,
yep,
innovative. Belichick will find ways, man. That's why. Do you trust Hackett to do that? Come up with some innovative stuff on offense?
complete mismatch this week, coaching wise.
And we're underdogs too. Like what? 3-point underdogs, I think.
2.5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it a
Can you imagine?
surprise though? Patriots are 0-2 with their backs against the wall. Has a Belichick Patriots coach team ever been 0-3? Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, Salah will be playing a tough game if he struggles. They don't take him out, man. I really, that's going to be rough. Boyle is supposed to know the system. Zach doesn't. I mean, Zach should know it by now. Like all the excuses are gone. Like, so week 1, he got thrown into play because Rodgers got hurt. He was thrown into duty last minute. So now this week, the excuse was, well, it was a short work week on the road. Now we got that excuse out of the way. This is it, dude. Like, there's no more excuses week 3. Like, we're running out of excuses for Zach Wilson this year. Like, you have all the playmakers. You have a win now team. You got to find a way to make plays against the Patriots. Like, I'm done with the excuses for this kid.
Home crowd, home field. You got all your weapons there.
Come on.
Literally no excuses.
You're trying to, like, create excuses. What's the score to game? There's 2 games on tonight, right? Isn't it with Browns, Steelers?
Yeah, that's the thought. The Steelers, they were up 7-3.
And this is another thing, too. Where's the Bears defense? The reason why we're harping on the defense is these are things they said. Mm-hmm. They talked about being one of the best defenses of football. That wasn't like we were buying into their words, not ours, and they didn't back it up. So
you can't set the bar that high and then be on the field for 83 plays.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not talking. It's just, if you guys got more questions, we'll do it. Tomorrow night, we're going to do calls because I just can't do this tonight. I'm exhausted. I'm angry.
Might be a little late tomorrow night.
That's fine. So now the thing is, we were just talking about this where when Kevin Carter and Downing came here, Titan fans were messaging us and being like, bro, thank God they're out of here. They didn't really like them all that much because of some of the issues they had with the scheme and how they handled things.
Didn't like a couple of players even speak out like against the scheme and shit like that?
Was it Taylor Luan? That was his name? Yeah, that's interesting, man. Yeah, the Micah Parsons is freaking awesome, dude. He was unblockable yesterday because we didn't know how to. We're not tanking for Caleb. Didn't Boyle come from the Lions? Was it the Lions, Packers?
I thought it was the Lions. I know he was with the Packers for a year or two.
Let's trade for Derek Carr. There's an idea. I don't know how he's even doing tonight. Well,
6-3 in the third quarter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Look, some Carl Lawson comments here. You got Lake and Tomlinson signing. Yeah, not good, man.
Do we want to start going over all of Joe Douglas's free agent signings?
No.
Now throwing in Hardman and Lazard, who's barely done anything.
What's crazy, Justin Fields sucks right now, too. It's like everybody's like, oh, we should have got Fields instead of Zach. They both are doing terrible.
Who wanted to trade the pick?
Man, Ian Book, let's go. I'm down for this. Let's play this game. They're not going to trade. They're not going to trade Tyler Huntley, dude. They're not, especially when Lamar Jackson gets banged up a lot. They're definitely not trading him. So,
is DeShone Kizer still in the league? Bring him
I
back.
don't think so. He's been cut like 6 times. Poor guy. Rodgers would have tore his Achilles at some point this year behind this offensive line.
I've seen that comment a lot, and it's easy to say that, but again, I still think he would have put the entire offense in just a much better position to succeed. Like you can't say the game plan would be the same either. Like he keeps the defense honest. It opens the run game. Like everything changes. So who knows what would have happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would have taken an ass beating. I mean, I think he'd be pissed, and then they maybe would have modified the offense a little bit. I actually like Josh Johnson. I've always liked him.
Yeah, he was good as one game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for anything at this point. Get Hackenberg back in here.
Ooh, it's another jersey I could break out.
I know you hate Wentz, Tyson, but I'd bring him in. Listen, I don't hate anybody at this point. I'm open to any idea other than you need a third quarterback here to get him in the building. McCoy, Wentz, whatever you want to do. The Jets are just worried about perception. Where is Tippmann needed most? Bro, Connor McGovern isn't doing that well either, dude. So it's which is your lesser evil? Is it Tomlinson or
him or Tomlinson? I don't know.
But he should be playing though. Why not?
They would probably take out McGovern, I think, just because of the money.
Yeah.
Tomlinson making 18 million, McGovern making like barely over $1 million. So
Can you imagine? I cannot believe we're doing this again. Mark Sanchez out of retirement. Flacco. I never see Calabrese or any coaches talking to Zach after the series. He's always by himself. We saw Hackett talking to him.
See, but this is also where like a veteran quarterback like Rodgers, who's actually going to go at Hackett. Do you think Rodgers would just go back to the sideline and sit on the bench, accepting what they were doing with Dwayne Brown? He'd be in Hackett's face about that shit, and a change would happen.
Yep.
Wilson. He's gonna just play by the book. Like he's not gonna step on anybody's toes.
So the comment is that Tyson hates Zach. I don't hate Zach. I don't hate Zach at all. My personal opinion is he should have sat the entire year out. That's it.
So that's what we've both been saying.
I like him. He's a good player in a really lousy situation, and he should not be playing at all this year. And now here we are.
He has all the physical tools. It's the same conversation. He still doesn't know how to play the quarterback position.
Did anyone see coaches rip into anyone on the sideline? Nope. Not at all. How much longer till we start tanking for draft picks? We're not doing that.
Who do we have to trade anyway?
Everyone laughed at me when I said Boyle was better than Zach. In preseason, I saw how easily Boyle moved the ball while Zach looked uncomfortable. Then play him. Listen.
I mean, the preseason numbers, though, actually favored Zach as far as completion percentage and things like that. I mean, to me, it was just more a mental thing. Give the kid a year off and let him watch more than anything.
Yeah, the Hundley from Baltimore, I'm down, dude. But I think a lot of these guys everybody wants aren't going to be available, dude. They're not. If a team has a team that's ready to win with a quarterback, you're not going to give away the backup. Why would you? That's why like Keenum's going to be available, third quarterback. McCoy's a free agent. Wentz is a free agent. Guys like that. Let's see. True or false? Did Boyle win the Snoopy Bowl? Oh, God. Was there any 3 tight end sets? I know there was at least
maybe one. They barely even had any 2 tight end sets.
It's week 2. We're already talking about a quarterback. Yeah, this is terrible. This is painful, man.
This is going to be a painful year.
I'm
already looking forward to the offseason.
They don't talk to Zach. The offense is too complicated. LaFleur needs to go to booth. We're back. And the other thing, too, is like I saw the whole Matt Ryan thing. I think right now, if you bring in a quarterback here, they got to be mobile. They've got to be able to run because if you're a statue back there, like Flacco would die in this offense. Absolutely die.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Bring him in.
I'm down. Let's do it. Should have had Winston on Tuesday. Trade for Cousins. That's not happening. 4 plays. How's Mike White? I wish we had him. And the reason why they didn't bring back Mike White because they knew that he was like a team guy. They liked him ahead of Zach. They had to get him out of here.
It's unbelievable.
Let's see. We'll do a few more. Thank you guys.
The playoffs. He would legitimately take this team to the playoffs.
I can't do draft shit already. I can't do this. Should we sign Bryce Petty or Hackenberg?
Jesus.
We're talking draft. This is week 3. What is the love affair with Wentz? He sucks, injury prone, and can't move well. We're desperate, Romeo. That's the answer. Is this the biggest kick in the nuts in Jets history with Rodgers going down?
I think so.
I
was young enough, I think, to feel it in 99. But this one, I mean, my expectations were through the roof for this team. So
see, 99 was worse for me because the Jets already accomplished something. In 98, they were already in a championship game. So you already expected. This year, we were hoping to get there. That team was already there with a Hall of Fame coach. Like, this team had a lot of questions.
But they didn't have the kind of quarterback that they had this year, though. I mean, Vinny was coming off a great year, but historically, that wasn't something that he had.
Dude, that team was ready to roll. That team was ready to roll. Dude, they were loaded, and they already proved something. They were easily the best team in football that year. Easily. That one was a. This one's there though. This is. No, we're not getting Taysom Hill. He's not even a quarterback. Do you know? You know what's funny? I have somebody in my comments harassing me about Streveler. Not only the fact that he's hurt, he can't throw a football, dude. Like, what are we doing? The guy keeps saying, like, I must have like 6 messages from this guy, like, dude, Streveler's the answer. I'm like, dude, he hurts and he can't throw a football.
I think people just like the story of Streveler more than anything else.
Yeah, I like to win. Anyone watch? Just can't do this. This is where it sat through both, but the Parcells, we had Parcells back then. Oh,
and it already feels like they're going down the same path. Like they're going to let this thing go with Wilson for at least another 4 or 5 weeks at minimum.
What's more devastating, the Rodgers injury or losing Lawrence? Losing Lawrence. That's your quarterback for 15 years.
Yes, but it was still unknown at the time when we lost him. Like we figured he was going to be an all-time great, but we didn't know for sure. Like
Bro,
Rodgers with this team, I legitimately thought was going to a Super Bowl.
yeah, but
So,
Trevor, you're having a guy for 15 years, dude. That's the guy that's your franchise.
yeah, but we've said that about a number of young kids before.
Yeah, but we never had a chance at a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Your young kids are bozos. This kid's he's a next level talent.
And your faith in Salah to not destroy him?
Oh, I had no faith in that.
He'd probably be asking for a trade.
You know what it is? It's not maybe because maybe it's just that Salah is tied to Zach Wilson's such a bad quarterback that Salah is just stuck with him. Because they did well with Mike White. They did good with the Flacco put up numbers. Josh Johnson put up numbers. Maybe it's just it's just this Zach Wilson kid that's ruining Salah. You know? I don't know.
Something's got to change. You can't just keep tossing him out there like this. Season's too early.
Yeah, that's what Joe would have messed. Jets would have messed up Lawrence. I don't know. Frank Gore. Oh God, this chat's already gone down this path already. Can Michael Clemens run the Wildcat? What are we doing here?
I like that we're thinking outside the box a little bit, though. More than Hackett could say.
Doesn't matter if Joe Montana was quarterback. The O-line sucks. I mean, this is true. I mean, this is Patriots week, dude. And we're doing all this stuff again. Can you imagine?
I'm hoping the feeling is gone by like Friday.
You think it will be? Like, how do you do, like, you know what I don't understand? Like, people, like, we're getting criticized a lot the last couple of days, but, like, how do you legitimately do a game preview when you have no faith in your quarterback and you question about the offensive line? Like, how do you even do it? Like, how do you even do a preview? You have no idea. The quarterback is a relative unknown that struggles against Belichick. Like, how do you go out and say, you know what? The Jets are winning on Sunday. It's like blind faith.
You don't know what you're getting from your quarterback play to play. I mean, one play he throws a missile to Garrett Wilson for a touchdown, and then we got 4 3-and-outs prior to that. Like, it's just too inconsistent, man.
I mean, would you go Nick Foles? He hasn't played in a year.
I wouldn't mind it. Anybody that's got some experience that can maybe do something to help out this offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ray Lucas. Ray Lucas is a good player. He did good. I mean, this is just Judon is going to feast on Zach if the O-line plays like shit. True.
Probably.
All right, prime time.
Al Bundy. He's the only one that can save it.
Foles. How well can Randall Cobb throw? I don't know, man. I don't have nothing really else to say. Did we miss anything on the game that we didn't cover?
I don't think so.
I think that's it, right? We covered pretty much all the disaster this game was.
Somebody saying Nick Chubb got hurt real bad?
Did they? They wouldn't even show the replay?
Oh, shit.
That's brutal, dude.
Wow.
I watched the game 3 or 4 times. Zach didn't play that bad. I guess you ignored the fourth quarter then. But you know what the other thing is too? All right, I have one more rant left in me. I like Zach. Like, I like him as a person. Like, I root for him. You want to see him do well because he plays well. It's good for the Jets. Like, if Zach takes off and plays well, you can answer a quarterback. But the problem we have now is that there's a portion of this fan base that will take any little good thing he does. Like, wow, he stepped up. Like, he had like 2 or 3 good plays. He's showing improvement. Okay. But if you're going to give him credit for the improvement, you got to take away points for the bad plays too, which are the interceptions, the other bad decisions, and the errant throws, right? I mean, Brees Hall had a drop, but the one pass was a rocket he threw at him for like a screen pass.
The bar is so low. Not sucking is considered an accomplishment now. That's how low the bar is for him.
If Flacco comes back, I'll be done. I mean, that'd just be.
I could see that though.
I'll be just beyond drunk for every game.
Chemistry with Garrett, respected veteran.
Can Ashton Davis play quarterback? He's gonna be playing safety if these guys are all hurt. It's even worse. Well, prime time. I guess we could wrap this up because tomorrow night we'll do calls tomorrow night because I don't have the energy for tonight. I know it's gonna be bashing Zach, bashing Sal and the coaches. So we'll do that tomorrow night. I could be medicated for it. And we'll talk to you guys. What is it? Hold on. What does it say? Zach gets more hate than any player I've ever seen.
So play better.
I mean,
you even said he sucks. So what are we defending? Year three, and he's had more to work with than how many other quarterbacks that we've talked about over the last 2 decades.
It's his 3rd chance. I mean, every other team bring guys in, and that's it. So, thank you guys for watching. It is a short stream. We streamed for 5 hours yesterday. Just have a good night. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Later.